Hey guys, it's Mark here with Wheels and Wrenches, and I am working on my rock crawler today, and I'm trying to tackle a problem I've been having. My brakes have been squealing every time I go out, and it's driving me crazy. I think it's driving the other people crazy on the trail as well.
Follow that sketch with the driver tire up to that point.
Trying to come up with a solution, and I believe I bought a lug nut kit for the Ford Dana 60 on the front of my crawler, and the lug nut kit came with K20 3/4 ton front calipers, stock front calipers. I think they're called JB6s. They're the smaller caliper that that's offered in the lug nut kit. Oh, I almost fell over. And anyway, trying to get rid of the semi-metallic pad and switch to a ceramic pad, which hopefully will be quieter and better. And I'm going to give you guys some information about the pads, where to get them, and they were actually relatively cheap, which surprised me. And AutoZone didn't have them. Lugnut offers them, but I'm not paying the premium price when I can just get them from the parts store. They're the same pads. So anyway, I did find them. They were at O'Reilly's, and here's a little bit of information. I'm going to go over the process with you and go over just part numbers and shit like that. So here we go. Here's my 88 Comanche crawler, the Wheels and Wrenches rig. You'll see it around Ohio, and hopefully Tennessee and Kentucky too. But anyway, this is the pad. It's a ceramic, and like I said, it came from O'Reilly's, and I already matched up the other pads to these pads, and they are identical. They have a groove in them, which is good because that helps shed sand, dirt, mud, and everything else that we see on the trail. So I'm going to put them in the caliper, and I'm also going to use some of this stuff. This goes on the back side of the plate. On the back side, you coat the plate on the back, and where it makes contact with the caliper and where it makes contact with the piston. And it's supposed to dry so it doesn't collect debris, and then you have to lubricate the shit out of the pins, and hopefully that's going to solve my problem. I'm not guaranteeing it, but we'll see here in about an hour. Once I get this done, I'll take it for a test drive and let you guys know, and I'm going to go over some of the other stuff too. But as of right now, I just wanted to make a quick tutorial tip video for people that do have the lug nut, because the stock Ford Dana 60 front calipers are enormous. They're heavy and they're cumbersome, and they have a weird H block that holds them in and all this other weird stuff. So anyway, this Lugnut 4x4 upgrade, even though it's a Ford axle, it uses a Chevy caliper and Chevy pads. But they all work great with my master cylinder combination. I run a 1 ton. I think it's a 3/4 ton / 1 ton Dodge van master cylinder, and that is a 1995 XJ dual diaphragm booster. And this combination with the 1 ton axles, at least with my 14 bolt in the rear, that has, I believe they're the exact same calipers. I believe I have the same calipers front and rear. If not the same, they're very similar. They're a 3/4 ton Chevy from the early 80s / late 70s caliper on the rear for the 14 bolt disc conversion, and then for the front, Ford HP60, the same thing. But anyway, this combination works very good if anybody is doing the 1 tons in a XJ or MJ and wants to have good braking. Obviously, the 1995 XJ dual diaphragm booster with the 3/4 ton Ram van master cylinder works great. It bolts up. The plunger on the booster needs adjusted, and that's one of those tricky little things you have to dial in to get the plunger adjustment perfect. But If it's too far out, it'll cause your brakes to drag. And if it's too far in, you'll have a dead pedal stroke. In the beginning of the stroke, you'll have a bit of dead pedal play. But the squealing was, you can hear it in some of the videos, especially the Rock Run video from Doe Valley that I have on the YouTube channel. You can hear my brakes squealing and it like crazy. And it was like 4 trips deep, and I just got sick of it. So we're going to try the ceramic pads. They're saying there's a non-metallic pad that they call an organic pad, and they're saying that it also doesn't squeal, where the semi-metallic and metallic pads do squeal, and the organic pads do not, and then also the ceramic pads supposedly do not squeal. So we're going to try this out in the front, and then if I have to change the back brake pads, I will too. But we're going to get these things buttered up and installed, and then I'm going to do a quick test drive, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, while that disc brake quiet's setting up, we're going to get these rotors nice and cleaned up. Get some brake cleaner on a clean rag. Oil and grease is your enemy. So is dust and grit. So we're going to get these rotors cleaned inside and out. Make sure we're good to go here. Okay. Hey guys, what's up? One more thing. While I'm in the garage, I'm working on the old Jeep, the old crawler, and doing some air filter maintenance too at the same time as I'm working on these disc brake pads. And I wanted to show something to you while it's here. It's a good thing to know. If you're one of the people that runs the high flow filters, K&Ns, or generic version of a K&N, this filter, the reason why they're so good is because they breathe very well. But the reason why they breathe very well is because they don't filter as well as some of the other filters. They're high flowing filter, but you sacrifice filtration when it comes to that. So anytime you're running on an off-road vehicle, and especially if you're out west in the desert and in the dust, or anytime you're in the dust, you want to run a pre-filter on one of these bad boys. And a foam filter like a dirt bike has to be oiled. So you get your K&N style filter and you buy one of these. It's an external pre-filter that slips over the outside. Now this actually is made by K&N, and it's a big one. I think it's 13 inches tall, and it matches the size of obviously the air filter it slips over top of. But the most important part is once it gets dirty, you clean it. And when you clean it, you clean it with gasoline. You never twist. You dip it in gasoline and you squeeze it, and you squeeze it and you squeeze it until it's clean. And then you squeeze it and wring it out. You don't twist it because you'll tear the foam if you twist. And once it's clean, you let it air out, and the gasoline will evaporate. If you use kerosene, it will clean it, but then you still have to use gasoline afterwards to remove the kerosene. So it's better just to use maybe 5-6 ounces of kerosene, or of gasoline in a bucket or a pan, a tray of some sort. Clean it with gasoline, and I have it in front of a fan right now, and I'm letting all the gasoline evaporate out of it. Then this is the most important step. Just like any dirt bike, you get the air filter oil, and this is tacky filter oil. It's not normal oil. This is made specifically for foam air filters, and you spray this and massage it into the filter afterwards, and this oil is what traps all the dirt and the dust, and it will make your K&N style filter last indefinitely. This thing will never even get dirty because the oil and the foam filter is doing all the work. So that's super important. You can use these, but you really can't clean them. And then what you're doing is they're expensive. You're having to buy another one every time they get dirty. You can kind of clean it, but it's never going to come all the way clean. So always run a pre-filter on top of your K&N style filters, and they'll last forever. You'll save a bunch of money and makes your life a lot easier in the long run. just something I wanted to add because also working on that out here. And then we're going to move on to the rear brake pads next. But just wanted a tip I wanted to share with you guys. Thanks for watching.